Welcome back to the gray area. I'm Mark.
I'm Lee.
You look very beautiful today.
Thank you. You look so handsome.
And we got another story for you, brought to you courtesy of the Ultimate Fighting Championships. And this is an article by way of the Washington Post. The story is a little dated. It's from January 4th, but it's still relevant because there's a timeline that's attached to it that there's some relevance. So it says UFC champ Jon Jones failed a drug test and will enter treatment facility. So the breakdown of this story is Jon Jones took a drug test December 4th, leading up to his light heavyweight title fight against Daniel Cormier on January 3rd. The results of said test indicated that he had benzoylecgonine, which is a metabolite for cocaine, in his system. So he is now tested positive a month out from probably, at this point, anything's the biggest fight of your career because it's the most recent fight. It's what you're going to be remembered for. So you go out and lay an egg, it's what they remember you for.
Okay.
So the biggest fight of his career, he gets popped for a cocaine metabolite. Now, you say that he still fought. He failed a drug test. How does this happen? Well, let me explain how this happens. Nevada follows the world anti-doping regulations for out-of-competition drug tests. And you say, wait, out of competition, how is that possible? He is training for a fight. Yes, I know. It's very contradictory. But apparently because it is not the actual day of the fight drug test, it's considered out of competition. But that's neither here nor there. Retarded rule, blend it all together. It's a competition-based drug test. They tested for a range of things in this test. Now, he still fought. He won unanimously, impressively defeats Daniel Cormier. But then the news broke the following Tuesday that he tested positive. He's going to enter a drug treatment program where he went in there and spent a night, came home, everything's fine.
One day.
There's
one day in rehab.
There's a statement I would like to read to you that Jon Jones gave.
But before you read the statement, understand this one day in rehab, that means he took this very, very seriously.
Very seriously. This is a serious situation. He says, with the support of my family, I have entered in a drug treatment facility. I want to apologize to my fiancé, my children, as well as my mother, father, and brothers for the mistakes that I have made. I also want to apologize to the UFC, my coaches, my sponsors, and equally important to my fans. I'm taking this treatment program very seriously. Therefore, at this time, my family and I would appreciate privacy.
Okay.
So,
you get caught with cocaine, you want privacy.
Listen, bottom line, you tested positive for cocaine.
Yes.
Okay, but the crazier story here is that cocaine is not illegal under the World Anti-Doping Agency and the drug testing guidelines that the Nevada State Athletic Commission follows. Cocaine is not banned. So that's why he therefore is receiving no punishment from Nevada, nor could he be stopped from fighting on January 3rd, which contractually the UFC kind of had to, I guess, oblige. That's a whole side note. I could get into that and digress from there, but I won't. What I will do is I will read you the UFC statement regarding Jon Jones' drug test. It said, we support the UFC light heavyweight champion Jon Jones' decision to enter a drug treatment facility to address his recent issue. While we are disappointed in the failed drug test, we applaud him for making this decision to enter a drug treatment facility. Jon is a strong and courageous fighter inside the octagon, and we expect him to fight this issue with the same poise and diligence. We commend him on his decision and look forward to him emerging from this program a better man as a result. To that I say, give me a fucking break. Because there's been plenty of fighters, Matt Riddle's the name of one of them, that have been fired for testing positive to marijuana in either an out-of-competition drug test or in-competition drug test. Another name, Nick Diaz, sat out almost a whole year for a drug test related to marijuana. Now, I have a problem with that because it's very hypocritical. Look, I don't think marijuana is that bad, but I know cocaine is a lot worse. So if you're banning one, I think the other should subsequently be banned as well.
Especially if you're banning the one that is not the hardcore drug.
Mm-hmm.
People like to pretend like marijuana is a hardcore drug. It is not. People also like to pretend that marijuana is a gateway drug. Because all the studies they do is they always ask people who are hooked on cocaine, crack, have you done marijuana? They never ask people, have you smoked marijuana and never did any other drug?
Yeah.
Or have you on the consistent basis to be considered a drug addict? Now, for me is, if you're going to have, fire people, suspend people for marijuana, clearly cocaine should be on that list. I don't...
But the fight
How
went
does that
on.
make sense?
He was paid accordingly. He got a $50,000 bonus, so he netted $550,000 from that fight. Subsequently, the UFC did fast forward about a week, say, all right, we got to deduct you $25,000. You did violate the UFC's personal conduct policy. So $25,000 is what he was fined out of $550,000.
He ain't even sweating that.
Look, Jon Jones is not the problem. The problem is the system and why it's set up and how the UFC is rewarding someone that's a moneymaker. Someone that doesn't make them money, they're dispendable, they're disposable. Even Dana White went as far as to say, I am proud of Jon Jones for making the decision to enter a drug treatment facility, and I'm confident that he'll emerge from this program like the champion he truly is. That's why you care, because he's your champion. That's it. Because if you had any morals or ethics, or you were really concerned about him, you would have pulled the fight. You would have paid him his money because you were contractually obligated to, and you say the fight is off because our concern for your health is paramount in this situation. But no, you knew about the test beforehand. You said, oh, I can't do nothing. My hands are tied. I just got to make the money that I'm supposed to make.
No, that's all they cared about.
That's the bottom line.
And I'm here to say that I don't believe that Jon Jones is a cocaine addict or drug addict by any means, because I really do not think that you can fight at the level that he fights and be hooked on cocaine
every day.
I think he was partying or out, or he just decided to do a little bit.
And he's done it in the past, because you don't up and one day decide to do coke at damn near 30.
No.
You know, you're presented with opportunities when you're younger, and you either say yes or no. I was presented with opportunities to do cocaine. I said no. Never done cocaine in my life. Just
like, marijuana, if you're going to just give him a $25,000 fine, that's what it should have been done for everybody else. Because most of them are, whatever reason Jon Jones had to do the cocaine, which I don't know why you would want to do cocaine, is probably along the lines of whatever reason Nick Diaz and the other guy had to smoke marijuana.
Mm-hmm. And there's reports that medical professionals and medical researchers prove that marijuana is actually a good drug that can help your body deal with pain, discomfort. That's why they give it to cancer patients, give it to glaucoma patients.
That's why our state is looking into
it,
making medical marijuana legal.
Look, we live in a Bible Belt South. It's not going to happen. It's going to die in a committee like anything else of that sort would.
But we're making some if they're looking at it. I'm surprised that they're looking at it.
At least it's getting some airtime in the assembly, which is really the beginning of anything. So, a fighter, for all intents and purposes, may, while he's not training for a fight, smoke marijuana to deal with the discomfort of being a very physical sport. I participated in at one point, actually 3 times, and it's not an easy task to get your body ready for that kind of situation. It's flesh on flesh, bone on bone, brutality, and let's dress it up as nice as we want and put as many rules as we can to make it safe, which I don't have a problem with. But at the base level, it's a very primitive activity. It's fighting.
Yes.
You're trying to hurt somebody, and it hurts you yourself.
I've been to some of his fights. They're trying to really hurt each other.
So I could go on. I'll side note in a later time about why Jon Jones has got the rap he's got publicly.
We'll just talk about it a little bit.
Okay, I'll talk about a little bit of it. Jon Jones has a problem with wanting to be liked. He has a problem with always wanting to appear perfect and not look anything other than perfect and well-respected champion. Yes. I have several instances, so bear with me. Rashad Evans, UFC former light heavyweight champion, fought Jon Jones a few years back. Originally trained with him when he was the champion. Jon Jones said, I would never fight him. He's my friend. He's my mentor. Opportunities presented to Jon Jones. He takes the fight.
Yes.
So a lot of people throw some shade his way for being fake and phony. And, well, why would you say that if you would really fight me after all, But look, there's no brotherhood in fighting. It's a one-on-one sport. The cats I train with at the gym are not in there with me doing the work and helping me win. So at the end of the day, if you want to say that to somebody, I don't see any problem with it, because at the end of the day, it's about feeding your family and taking the fight that the company wants you to take.
I just think for as his sake, image wise, he wants to appear perfect.
He does.
He says everything that sounds good. It does things that look
there's
good.
Actually a lot deeper dynamic. It could be the fact that he's an African American in a growing sport that's entering the mainstream, that has to put on such a appearance and persona to be acceptable by corporate white America. And in that respect, I don't fault him. It's the system that's making him have to be this way and have to be so fake and have such a facade. You know, he had a DUI arrest. So to wrap things up, he's not perfect. The things that need to be changed in Nevada need to be changed in Nevada, and it's not a John Jones problem. It's a Nevada State Athletic Commission problem. But
it's just stupid. Everybody problem.
You know, no marijuana. Come on. But you know, that's all the time we have today. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I'm Mark. This is Lee. Holla back.